So yeah, man, it's been a minute.
It has. It has been a hot minute. So
Got a.
I don't will I be able to see chat on this side?
You should be able to.
Okay. I've not used YouTube for live stream before, or I have maybe once. I think when I was doing like a vertical I think I did one vertical live, but anyway. Yeah, man. How heck are you?
Busy, good, trying to keep up. did
I
uh
hear that.
did some Hanks with Mad Yako,
Yeah, I seen that, man. Those are
and
really cool.
I'm liking them at least. We got that.
Yako makes some fine hanks. I've got Lord, I have a few hanks. That's a Yako Hank
KK.
there.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's my Halloween Hank. Shay, Eagle Scout, be shady.
Be
What's up?
shady. Yeah,
And
Kenman had to cancel last minute, so like let's just see if Brian's available.
and for once, I actually was. It's kind of shocking, actually.
What you
Uh,
carrying today, man?
uh, I
Nothing
can't
yet.
say the whole chat will be mad at me. I've been up for an hour and a half, and I haven't put anything in my pockets yet. I have plethora of things around me though, but I don't have
There you
anything.
go.
Actually, TMI, but I don't have pockets right now. That's how fresh out of bed I am.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I've got talking about Yako, man. I've got several of his. These are all his Hanks. He was doing those the vintage Japanese fabric,
Yeah.
and I picked up a couple of those from that vintage Japanese stuff he had. Man, freaking love it.
Oh yeah, I agree. The stitching and everything. So when he was like, "You want to do something?" I was like, "Sure." All my Hanks are practically from you, anyways.
Yeah, I know. I know he's gotten improved over the time. I've got the ones I have, or some of the I think some of the first he was doing, um, back.
Yeah,
I
his
don't know. I've had
stitching
them.
is like on point. I don't know if you can tell right now, but like his stitching
Oh
game
yeah,
is he's
heck
on
yeah,
it.
man. Very
Hey
cool.
Henry, Dan Stan.
Oh, what's happening? Hope everybody's
Yeah,
doing well.
yeah,
I guess the one thing I've got in my hands right now is the McNeese. Let's see, I'm trying to
can't
figure out how
can't
this live
complain
stuff
about
works.
that.
Yeah, so that's got the see if I can get it to show up. The Patriot knife mods, thumb studs, and then the lynch clip.
Oh, nice.
So
I've
those
got
are
the
needed upgrades. Oh yeah,
downdraft today.
I don't have mine over here. I've got because most of what I have around me is stuff I haven't done videos on it yet. And I just happened to have the McNeese on the table because I was doing something with it. And then just like I've got the Aurelia sitting here on the
Mm,
table. Uh, and then
nice.
I have the All Star sitting here at the table. I'm thinking about doing a video, a couple of different videos, like a series, kind of jumping on the train where folks are like, oh, here's a list of whatever, five, whatever, four,
Yeah,
whatever.
the five
So
on the
like,
fifth or whatever.
yeah, so I'm like thinking about doing like a front flipper series, knives that are like the best front flippers that I've ever
Oh
handled,
yeah.
and then like flipper only knives that are like the best flipper only knives I've ever handled, kind of thing. Because I've been in the game for a while, even though I haven't been like on videos and stuff for a while. But well, I mean, I guess 2 years is still kind of a while, but um, I've handled thousands and thousands and thousands of knives, and
Oh yeah.
there's one, it's kind of getting to the point to where it's like if it's in my collection, it's like a top tier knife.
There's
Like
a
it's
reason.
yeah, it's and especially now, like over the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe a little bit longer, but I have dwindled my collection down. I've probably dropped 40 knives in the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
I
Um,
I did that last summer or the end of last summer.
yeah,
Like yeah, late last summer, and I think Darkwater snagged most of it. I was just like,
Right.
"You're a creator. I'll cut you a deal. I need to unload." And
Yeah, and that's what I mean, that's what I've been doing. I unloaded. I build up a list, and I've sent it to you a couple
oh
of
yeah,
times. I'll build up a list of knives that are just on the chopping block, and I'll just kind of send it out and put it in a couple of different groups and whatnot, and whatever doesn't move within a day or two, I take it to Blade Runner and I just trade it in. And because
nice.
instead of sitting on it for a week or 2 weeks and having to deal with somebody lowballing me, I'll just let them make money on it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. The wife picked that
it's
up
got to
this
be nice and
weekend at
close
Blade
to Blade
Runner.
Runner.
Last weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Pulled out.
one of only 15, I think they said, of these
Nice.
of the bounty hunters with the full serrated Tontos. I think they only said they only made like 15 of them.
Mm.
But yeah, it's been fun, man. It's like I said, trying to figure out what stays, what goes, and um, certain things. So
Yeah,
good
and
stuff.
I pulled this out of the collection today. My Finch,
Nice. That's
my
the Hatfield, right? Or
Stinger.
no, Stinger. Yeah.
Yeah, and just reminded me how much I like these. I've been getting asked a lot about Finch lately, so I'm gonna try to get some Finches in,
Okay.
and I
Dan saying
checked
Blade
out some
Runner
of
is
the.
they're a knife store in Tennessee, Bristol, Tennessee. They're about 2.5 hours from me, but they do a lot of stuff on Whatnot. But they've been around for a long time. Started
Oh
out
yeah,
as just they started out as just kind of a way of, or they were kind of like, I don't know how to. They facilitated people selling knives or trading knives. They made it really easy for folks to do that. So they were kind of like a middleman for a while, and then it just got to where it's so big that he just started doing that full time, and now he has a full business and everything. And
kind of
um,
like a Blade Binge, but not as
yeah,
big.
so they were kind of Blade Binge before Blade Binge. They were knife swap on Reddit, but without being knife swap on Reddit kind of thing.
Yeah,
Um, But now
I
they're like,
often
I mean,
venture
they're
over
they're the
there.
biggest
So
they're the biggest heretic dealer in the world, I think. Or they're not the biggest. They sell more, from what I understand. They're the number one, but they're not necessarily the biggest. They do a lot of Microtech stuff, a lot of heretic stuff. Protech,
I
big
dig him.
Protech dealer. That's actually I picked up some of the trading I did this past weekend while I was up there on the Blade Runner Bazaar was the Protech Malibu. Finally
Yeah,
added
I
one of
heard
those to
about
the
that. That
collection.
sounded like fun.
Oh,
I
dude, it was a
talked to them
great
a
time.
lot on Whatnot, and I've
Yeah.
picked up a handful of stuff for those guys. The first time I ever was on there, I was looking for something specific, QSP penguin slip joint,
Yeah.
and he's like, "I don't have any. Check back next week." Next week, I pop in. He saw my name and said, "Oh, Justin, I got that penguin set aside for you." I mean,
Let me ask you this. Which penguin slip joint did he sell you?
it was blue.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was gonna say if it was green, it was mine because I traded in a penguin slip joint.
But he was like, "I got it. Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, run it." And he was like, "That's what we do here." And after that, I was hooked.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if you ask
yeah,
for it, he will do his best to get it, and he usually already has it.
yeah, yeah. RJ's good people.
Thanks for
Corey's
popping
another.
in, Shay.
Yeah, Corey's another really good one. Hold on a second. For some reason, my phone's ringing. I don't know why they can do that while it's on live. Makes no
Yeah,
sense. Um, yeah, RJ's really good people. Corey's really good people. You know, it's uh, it's really awesome to see kind of the pillars of the community, and you start finding out some folks that are just really, really, really good folks. Um, hey, RJ, you're good people too, I'm sure.
yeah.
Welcome in.
Thank you, Dan. I got it actually right here. Pair of three. Um, I thought I was going to be a pair of two guy because I like bigger knives, but this forward choil, it works for me. So
Yeah. The only thing for the pair of three, the what messes with me on the pair of three is the compression lock pinches my hand. and I don't
It
know
got
why.
me once or
It only
twice, and
does
then
it only
I
does it on the
learned.
Para 3.
But
Yeah, the
yeah,
PM2, the Canis, the Yojimbo, none of them pin. Even the
huh,
Micro Jimbo, I played with the Micro Jimbo. Even it didn't, for whatever reason. I don't know if it's just the location where my hand hits or whatever on the Para 3. But yeah, it's the only compression lock that pinches my hand, and it does it without fail every time I close the knife.
interesting.
What, you wanting to say hello? Well, come here. Come on. Come say hello. Say
Oh.
hello, everybody.
Hi, how's it going?
This is my 90-pound lap dog.
I've been carrying my ABW, but I got an arc pouch custom made where they put microfiber inside of it,
Oh yeah.
so I can wash my slip joint cases when I want to.
Nice. Yeah, those guys were ABW was stop. ABW was supposed to be at the bazaar, and for whatever reason they weren't able to make it. I was hoping to sit down and talk with them and pick up some of this stuff. I should have just picked something up anyway because I think RJ and them had some in stock, but I'd rather get it direct from the guy if I can,
Yeah,
So I'll hit him up at Blade Show Atlanta. And I'm not going to make the same mistake I did last time, Texas and Atlanta last year. I'm like, you're busy. I'll come back later. I'm gonna be like, no, I don't care how busy you are. I'm
I'm
buying
here.
one of your knives right now. Because every time I say
Yeah,
that, I'll come back later, and he's freaking sold out of everything.
yeah. My next goal with ABW is I wanna Model 1 button lock.
Yeah.
So we'll
Um.
see.
Hit hit left. Hit up lefty. He might still have the one from the pass around.
Oh, I love that.
He
I'll have.
might still have it. I don't know for sure, but we had that ABW Model 1 in the pass around. He might still have
Oh, I
that.
didn't check that one out. I had a Kevin Smith and Knives let me borrow his, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Dang, that's nice."
Yeah, I think the one that he had was the 80s camo carbon, maybe?
Okay,
I think it was
I'll
I can't
message him
remember.
later.
It's whichever one I did the video on, but it's been a while since it's been in the past round, so there's not great chances, but shit, you never know.
You never know though. There's
Um,
stuff that is in the pass round that was in it before I was in the pass round a year ago, and I'm like, "How is this still in here?"
yeah, yeah. Well, look at my my Orion Aries. I put that in the
Oh
past
yeah,
round eight months ago. Eight,
jeez.
well, actually longer than that, I think. I put it in the pass round like, well, no, let's see. No, it's been 8 months. I put it in pass round in
Say,
September of last year.
I had that thing in like October, so
Yeah. Yeah. Some folks forgot about it, forgot they had it. That was kind of the end of it. All right, get down, boy. Get down. No, you don't want to? Okay, you don't have to.
yeah. What
Right.
is there anything particular Blade Show you're looking for?
Um, well, I'm for sure going to be sitting down and talking with Donnie, Bless Knives. I'm like 99% sure I'm getting on his books this year.
Cool.
Um, I can't guarantee that, but if everything goes to plan and nothing crazy happens between now and then I will, be getting on his books. Snail Trail, what's up?
Hey,
I want to look
Snail.
at it. I want to get a Dixon in my hand. That does not sound. Nobody snipped that. I want to get the new McNeese in hand, and uh, and see how it feels in hand because I know it's a bigger knife, but it's contoured and it's micro milled, so I think it'll be good. I know how much Rob loves it, and Rob and I have really similar tastes, but
Yeah.
he has much larger hands than I do. As much as I love the standard, the Mac 2, the Dixon is massive compared to this thing. So I don't know if it'll be too much,
Hey,
but
Chris.
because I have the Para 2, the PM2, and I have the MSI. Um,
You
I
can
got a
rock an
couple of
MSI.
larger
You can
knives.
rock anything.
Yeah, so I just MSI isn't a very heavy knife, even though it's a larger
That's
knife. It's
true.
not
Yeah.
very heavy. So as long as they did the weight savings and everything on the Dixon the way I
Hey,
think they
Tegan.
would, and the way that they did on the Mac, because the Mac 2 is, I mean, it's a 3.5-inch knife, so it's not a small knife, but it doesn't weigh a ton,
Hmm.
so it carries well. Knowing what I know about McNeese, and I know Jonathan well enough to know that he's not going to put out a boat anchor, so that's
Yeah.
kind of where I'm at with it. I have a feeling I'll pick one of those up. Those will probably be my two big pickups. Uh, I want to get a TR3 Integrity from ProTech.
Mm,
I want to get the blue sapphire version.
that'd be cool.
Every time they just dropped them like 2 weeks ago, and I've had the money to get one twice. And every time I've had the money, they weren't available, and every time they were available, I didn't have the money.
That's how it goes.
That's how it goes. I chased the Kaiser Mystic for freaking 3 years because of
It's
that. And
still
so,
on my list. It's still on my list, and I
yeah.
don't. That might be one that eludes me for a very long time because
Are you going to
once
be
you
at Blade
get
Show?
it, what?
Are you going to be at Blade Show?
I am not, which is a bummer.
I will stop by and talk to Neo first thing Thursday morning, when they're setting up, and I will ask him if he has any Mystics, because there is a chance, because those Mystics are available outside of the U.S. They
Really, I
have
didn't know
they
that.
have non-U.S. stock, but they do not have any U.S. stock.
I will PayPal you instantly.
So, if they have them, I will pick you one up. It's not a guarantee. And I also talked to Paul. Munko should be there. Assuming he's there, I'll see if he has any for sale as well. I doubt it because he didn't last year at Blade Show, but
Yeah,
maybe he picked up some inventory or something. But
yeah, he'll be there
yeah,
with
that
his
was
new
one.
stuff. That new orbital knife looks cool in S45, but it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
it's been out of my reach.
Steve has one, Blade Walker. Um,
Hmm.
I played with it, and it's
Looks a
it's
little
good. It's
small.
just it's it's weird. It doesn't feel like a Munko design.
Huh.
Um, it feels way different in hand than you would think. Uh, I don't know. It's hard to describe. When I handled it, I was like, this is the
Hmm.
first Munko design where I'm like, I'm kind of glad I didn't buy it.
It's good to
So
know.
it's definitely
My
one. It's
favorite's
definitely
been
one
his
that if you have a
concept.
way of
So
getting it in hand, get it in hand.
okay, yeah, yeah. His concept one was probably my favorite.
Oh
The
yeah, yeah.
what was that one called?
Why can I not think of the name of it? I just sold one not too long ago. It was the little flipper only knife, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Cosmos.
yes, that's it. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
Cosmos. Yeah,
I've
that
got a
one's
lot
pretty
of
good.
concepts I'm looking to try to pick up, but one at a time.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of, I just got this one in yesterday. I gotta remember how the camera works.
Oh, is that the
The
Convict or the Model 6?
the Model 6. I was hoping to get a Convict, but they didn't have any of the blade hole Convicts. But
Mm.
basically, the only real difference is the flipper. But I've been actually chasing this particular one because it has I don't know if you're going to be able to catch it. It's got
Oh,
the
the
orange
texture,
peel.
that like orange
Yeah,
peel.
yeah, and it's teal. So I was getting
Yeah.
it for my wife. Um, because she's just learning to reverse flick,
Oh,
and
nice.
I've handled this knife many times, so I knew how well it reverse flicks, and then it's textured, so it's easier for her to hold on to. So she actually can't even use the flipper on this one because it's a kind of a weird flipper, but the blade hole is fantastic. So I'm just gonna end up I'm gonna end up cutting the flipper tab off of this one. It's
There you
gonna end
go.
up getting nipped, but yeah, that's an excellent knife. They had these on sale, and then the Predatout. They got the
Yeah,
Predatout for $95 for the carbon fiber and
yeah.
S35 version, and then they have that rose carbon fiber and Damascus one is like $95 too, and that thing is insane.
I came
Uh,
close to grabbing a couple, but I know I'm trying to save up for some of the bigger ones. I want some of the I want the Leviathan. I know it's not practical. People are
Dude,
giving me mixed reviews, but I'm the guy who likes weird stuff.
did you watch my review on it?
No, I didn't know.
Go go back and watch my review on it.
All right.
It's like it wasn't that long ago. It was maybe a week ago.
Oh, okay.
It's like something the title something like a concept proves size matters or size something. It's like a magnifying glass is the thing. I start out talking about the mini Corvid that my wife has. You know,
Oh
that's
yeah.
like this fucking it's nice like this freaking big. And I've got a lanyard on it that's this long, you know, it's just
That's
hilarious
what
the
I do.
proportions.
Pocket dropper.
And 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 then I was like, you didn't think, I was like, and when you thought they couldn't make a smaller knife, they come out with this, and I pull out the freaking Leviathan. That was a fun video. That knife is, as long as you do not take that knife too seriously, it is a phenomenal knife. Like it knifes well. It doesn't
Okay.
carry well because it is well, depending on what you
I
wear.
don't expect it to.
Right. Well, like for me, an 8-ounce knife is never going to carry well because I wear basketball shorts. Like, and I usually rip the strings out of them things first thing. I'm like, nope, strings got to go because I don't need stuff getting tangled.
Yeah.
So, but if you're in jeans and you've got decent pocket room, it honestly the pocket clip works very well. It reverse flicks like a dream. I mean, the flipper works great. The handle is super comfortable, and you could freaking, you could put
See,
in work with that knife. You really
it's not
could.
gonna be a safe
Um,
queen, but it's gonna probably only be the thing where it's like, well, oh, I'm meeting up with my buddy. I'm showing him this
yeah, I'm
kind of a
taking it.
thing.
And yeah, like War Room just talked about is the Corvette XL. I didn't have one. I had the regular. I had the Corvette M Plus.
I had
Um,
all of them and those XLs, man, in the pocket.
yeah,
They take
so
up the whole pocket.
it carries better than the Corvette XL because the Corvette XL was this fucking tall. Or excuse me,
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
the
cuss words.
blade.
But I
Yeah,
mean, it was 10 inch. I mean, the knife was 7 inches long, but it was 10 inches tall. You know, it
and that's
just
what I'm
didn't work.
wondering about that new one they have. That's even bigger. The um, what is it? They just released it. It's that Chris probably knows.
I know they have the Super Hawk, but that's not bigger than the
No, the
Leviathan.
Bison. They just released the clip point, and it is 10 1/4 or something.
Oh yeah. That thing is
I'm like,
it's a massive knife, but it's not big. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a long knife, but it's not massive. Like so,
hmm,
it's a normal blade. It's just long. It's kind of like this guy. Like
yeah,
this is you know it's a big knife. This is the Lazan. Yeah,
that's
the
cool looking.
Lazan Coast Lazan. But that's a knife. It's
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know, probably I can figure it out. I got a measuring tape right here. It is a 6-inch blade, and it is 13 1/4 overall. But a perfect example is it's
it folds into itself.
a control shuts, and you can reverse flick it. You know,
Wow.
this is old school cold steel right here.
Yeah.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like this knife, even though it's freaking massive, it doesn't carry like a massive knife. It doesn't weigh a ton. I think it's sub 6 ounces, maybe 7 ounces.
I like to,
Excuse
you
me, I'm
know,
sorry. It's 9 ounces. It doesn't feel that heavy because it's so big.
I like to carry a really big knife with a really small knife. That's usually my goal. Like if
Yeah,
I'm carrying a super big knife, I'm also like got the Clio in the pocket.
yeah, right. Well, you gotta have the both sides of the coins. You gotta have the I'm going to scare slash show off, or I'm
Yeah.
just going to use a knife.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's typically me. I typically have because I carry a sling bag with me all the time, especially for work. So I've got usually two, sometimes three fixed blades in my sling bag. One's a food prep knife. Its sole purpose is food prep. And then I've got one that's usually a little bit of a chunkier knife that's more heavy duty or whatever. Um, and I've got a social work knife, because I can't carry my pew pew to work. So I do have a social work knife just in case something happens between home and work, and whatever. I've got something
Yeah,
that can handle that
the
role.
car knife.
Yeah, that can handle that role very well, and I keep it in the CCW pouch, so it is quick, easy access, and it's I have the sheath rigged to where it's actually set up like it was if it was a CCW, where I can just reach in the bag, pull out, it's unsheathed and everything ready to go.
See, this is interesting because lately I've been doing a thing where I'm like reconfiguring the way I carry,
Mhm.
getting one of those thin wallets because I'm an old man, and like so I've been asking everybody like how they carry their wallets, their knives, and everybody's different.
Right there's where my wallet goes.
Nice. I was gonna ask you where you get your shirts.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon, man. Amazon Basics are really, really good shirts.
Okay.
And then Boulder, well, babe, what's that brand? Boulder Canyon, the brand of knives that I get or shirts that I get all the time. Boulder Canyon.
Okay.
And then of course, King Size Direct is another good one.
I'm at this weird in between size, and I'm trying to lose weight, but I got this where the shirts aren't long enough,
Yep.
and it's driving
So
me.
order. So it's a double-edged sword. You can either look like you're wearing a muumuu, which is typically me because I screwed up one time and ordered like six tall shirts. I usually order big shirts and I ordered tall by mistake. So the sleeves are way longer than they need to be and they're way longer than they need to be. So like they hang down like, long as shit.
Probably super
Um,
comfortable though.
but they're very comfortable and I ain't got to worry about my gut showing. But like I'm in the same boat, we were talking about it in the group chat today. I've lost
Yeah,
95 pounds in the last year and a half.
that's awesome.
And,
My goal is 30 this
unfortunately,
summer. So
yeah, and see, and I've stalled out. I can't get to 100. Like my first major goal was 50 pounds. I hit that no problem, and then it's been a struggle to get from 50 to where I'm at now. But that final 5 pounds of my primary goal was I wanted to lose 100 pounds before Blade Show Atlanta, and I've just lost 95. And that last 5 pounds, I will drop like two or three of them, and then I'll gain two or three or four back, and then I'll lose four or five and gain two or three back. It's just a constant struggle. But like you said, like you were talking about, you're kind of in that weird spot. So I'm in that same weird spot where I'm I could wear a 3X shirt, no problem. But the sizes on them as far as length,
they vary.
it looks like I'm wearing a halter top.
Right.
Like,
And that's what I don't
because,
want. I don't want
you
like,
know,
yeah.
it happens, with anybody, but when you're huge, and you lose a whole human, things droops. So, my stomach hangs lower now than it ever has before, and that shit's it's as proud as I am of losing that weight, it's a very uncomfortable feeling when you go to wave at somebody and you raise your hand this far and you're showing your belly
And
button. You know,
exactly.
it,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like you said, that fine line where um,
I want to feel good but look good, you
yeah,
know.
and so
They're
like I said,
decent.
I kind of have that point where like I walk around, it looks like my shirts are freaking blouses or moo or whatever because I would rather not show my gut every time I turn around. But I'm
I'm
slowly getting
I'm
over that.
I think the same way as you, and I'm really hoping by the end of summer I'm out of that situation again. But
Yeah.
I teeter back and forth. And the other problem I have is like, I carry everything in my back pockets.
Yeah.
So no matter how tight my belt is, it's gonna slope. So Kenman was
Um,
telling me about his jeans, and he's got like these special 84 pocket ants or something for
I
knives.
have got a belt company. I'll send you the information on it. They make a
Okay.
phenomenal, phenomenal belt. It's not really marketed as a concealed carry belt, but it works for that. Um, it's one of those ratchet style belts,
Okay.
concealed thing. It works very, very well. They also make like a more dressy belt that's a little stretchy. That works really well as well. And yeah, their company that it's Fairwind is the name of the
Okay.
company. They're on Instagram and stuff too. You can reach out to them. They actually do a lot of stuff with content creators, so they might even send you one for free.
Let them know.
Um,
Okay. Yeah,
but
well, I liked how Lefty was saying a couple weeks back. He has one of those like over the shoulder, but the pack meets here, and
yeah,
then it's got like 3 compartments. Fill it as you will. And
that I've got. Oh my gosh, I don't know where it's at. If I can find it, I'll send you pictures of it. But I've got a pack that was like, yes, hello, your turn now. Okay, yes, your turn now. Okay. Um, I've got it's Simple Studios is the name
okay.
of the brand. It is one of, if not the best sling bags I have ever had. They're $100, I think. I'll send you pictures of it. It is freaking phenomenal.
Nice.
The only reason I don't carry it anymore is because I have to carry tools to and from work.
Yeah.
So it's not big enough for all my tools, but dude, I had that thing packed out. I'm talking everything in there. I mean, I had first aid, I had, two fixed blades, had a traditional, I have my multi tool, I had, lighter. I mean, it was like a mini bug out bag.
I
Um,
heard G-Ball has like 6 of them in his vehicle. One for
yeah,
like here's my knife one, here's my multi-tool one.
that
He's prepared for the anything.
doesn't surprise me at all. I did see a question in there. I think you might have missed. War Room is asking if you um, got a box that he sent to you.
I
And
haven't
one, what
gotten anything yet.
what link did you need me to send to you? The one for the belt. But they make anyway. That company Fairwind, they make big boy belts too. So like like
Okay.
they
Yeah.
didn't have any problems. When I told them I was like it's like I need to make sure that you're actually sell stuff that would fit me, and they were like yeah, it's no problem. How big do you need it? I have the one somewhere around here. I never actually did a video for it. I'd have to find it, but I'll actually say I'll just I mean, yeah, you may have I don't know if they're able to cut down or what, but it'll damn sure be big on you. But I mean, if it's one you can modify, I literally never wear belts. Like I
I
did it for
I I
I did
wear
it for
one
those
every
guys.
day unless it's warm out, and then I rock shorts. But
Yeah,
I mean it's so cold so long here. I used to
yeah.
wear
For
dickies
me,
all the time, and then I switched over to jeans. And
it's shorts and t-shirt year round. I mean, even when there's
my
snow on
brother
it
is
now.
the same way. He just like nothing fits him. So
Yeah,
-20, and he's in basketball shorts. He don't care.
yeah. I'm just like it is what it is. It's like I would rather be uncomfortable for a few minutes than be miserable, and I get so hot so easy. So like people think I'm crazy when I'm walk. It's freaking snowing and I'm walking into the work and it's I'm in shorts and t-shirt. Oh, are you not cold? I'm like, no. It takes me about 15 or 20 minutes to start getting cold. And I was like, and if
Yeah.
I'm cold, there's a problem. So I always keep like, I mean, I'm not stupid, I'll keep a jacket
Yeah.
and stuff in my car. If there was some sort of something to happen, then I do have layers that I keep.
Yeah.
But like as far as for like day to day stuff, no, I don't play around with that. I don't care. So,
Cool.
but oh man, oh my gosh, what? What?
And
This
Darkwater,
dog
he'll
up
be
there.
he'll be rocking the concept booth. Isn't that gonna be right by you with
Yeah,
Shane?
yeah, yeah. I
That'll be
think
awesome.
think they're like two or three rows over, something like that. Yeah, I'm really stoked about that. And I kind of it's a double edged sword because, like I said, we'll have Miguron at the booth, and this
Oh,
will be the
nice.
first time Miguron's ever had a showing at Blade Show. So there won't be an actual other than Shane is kind of a representative for Miguron. He's
Yeah.
their U.S. warehousing. I don't want to say the wrong words, but he might
Right.
as well just say he's their U.S. rep. Um, but this will be their first time they've had a showing at Blade Show. So there's several Miguron knives that I am dying to add to the collection, and
Yeah.
I will probably spend $500 just at the booth I'm working.
Well, Like that's one of the when I started my channel, we start with budgets, what we can
Yeah.
afford, and work our way up. Um, and I saw MC review one Miguron, and so I picked one up, and I'm like, God, for $50, and
I
I
mean,
bought like 4 or 5 of them.
yeah, for what you pay, man, they're insane. Like I have um my buddy Nathan sent me for Christmas the Migron Carrix, the budget one, the Micarta
That's a
version,
good one.
and it was so freaking good. I mean, it's such a good knife, and I've handled Migrons before. I've never handled any of their premium stuff, and then freaking A, man, I won that Dromos from G Ball from his members giveaway. Dude, that thing is insane. And so now I've got, like I said, I would have already bought one, but I'm like, I'm just going to wait for Blade Show because I'm sure I can, get a little bit better pricing with Shane, and
Did
pick
they
up
ever
more
do a
than,
premium of the Pelora? That was my favorite by far.
I don't know.
It seems like
Um,
nobody remembers that one, but man, I was my favorite
I
because
know
I
they
don't
have
like the hole on the Moyarl. It just
yeah,
doesn't
I
do it
know they
for
have
me.
the Valona, which is they have a premium version of it that's like a fuller opening. Um, yeah, that's why one of the things I like about um, the Keurig is the hole shape is different than it is on the Moriarl.
Yeah,
Excuse me, it's because the Moriarl has the larger hole.
and I just can't get it. It's got that oval shape, and it
Yeah,
never worked right for me. But
yeah.
the Keurig was perfect.
Yeah, like I mean, like this is I don't mind this. The kind of the finger shaped holes. As long as they're not super exaggerated.
Right.
What was it? There was one knife. What was it? I'm thinking of.
I had a
Oh,
problem with the Monster Glideman
okay,
because
yeah. So yeah, that was one I was thinking about. Is the Glideman? I've actually got one right here.
like the frame lock came up high and my fingers wanted to rest on it, so I couldn't get it to open unless I used the flipper only.
Yeah, so
So I'm
that's one
curious
of
about
the
checking out the budget. I think it'll work a lot better as a budget,
it
honestly.
it will. So yeah, I picked up one of these. I got the kind of the I don't know, I'd call it Merlot colored.
Yeah,
Um, and I was telling somebody the other day they were talking about they wanted to check out the Glideman, and I was like, just go ahead and get the budget one. If you like my Carta and you don't mind 154 CM, don't
yeah,
pay $240 or whatever it is. Get this one for 120 or whatever it is, and be happy with it. Because it's
oh
like
yeah,
this thing is insanely good. Um, I kind of I don't know about their pricing strategy for this knife. Um,
yeah. It would
just
have been neat
because
to see it fall under that like
it
99 mark or something.
personally, I think it should be under 100. It's not far off of that, but they did so much right with it. It's kind of where I'm like, I can kind of forgive it, and they are a smaller company,
Yeah,
so I kind of get it. But I do personally think this should be. I think it's about $20 overpriced, in my opinion. But you use the discount code and whatever, you can get it for get it for right at $100. But um, yeah, he did such a good job with the chamfering on it. Detents tuned perfectly. I told him I was like, I handled the premium Gladman. I did the video on it and everything, and I prefer this one like
that's
hands
what I
down.
figured. Yeah,
Um, once I got to do I'll probably do my video on it tonight. Um, I'll send it to you when I'm done with it.
that'd be cool because I have
That way
the
you can check it out.
premium and I'll pair them up.
Compare them, do a compare and contrast. See, I never got the premium. I just got it in the pass round. And this one was, was cheap enough. I was like, I try to. I'm not one of those. I don't. I try to anytime a company is willing to send me something, um, you know, like this. I try to support them a little bit.
Oh
So,
yeah,
this knife, however, is
I want that one so bad.
stupid good. I'll send it to
Yeah,
you. I'll send it to you as well. Um,
I was
who
looking at the solid black one, man.
and
But
they're both they're DLC. So this so the
nice. Mirror DLC.
Yeah, so it's Kaiser level DLC. You can still see the satin underneath it. So this has a belt satin, hollow. No, is it flat ground? I can't tell. Flat ground. Yeah, it's flat ground. The light kind of plays tricks on you a little bit. But dude, the DLC is phenomenal on this. They did a great job with the crossbar lock. Yeah, I talk about it in videos. I think my most recent one, the video I did for the Bel Air, I think it was, where I talked about how a crossbar lock should be done.
Yeah.
Because you guys know I'm not a fan of crossbar locks. I make no qualms about it. I really do not like crossbar locks. But when they're done well, they're good. And this one's done really well. But what it is the interface between when the knife is closed, that interface where that lip that the lock bar has to overcome to open the knife. If it's a smooth transition, you get that really mushy, just kind of blah feeling. You get the Benchmade feel. If you look at a Benchmade, if you look at the interaction where the tang of the blade, where it interacts with the crossbar lock on a Benchmade, is perfectly round. And then look at, do you have a Malibu?
I don't have a Malibu. That's on my list.
CJRB is another one that does really well. So if you have any CJRB crossbar locks, even Concept crossbar locks are pretty good. If you look at their interaction where that tang is, it's the Kershaw stuff. Any of their Duralock knives, it will be the same whether you have the Malibu or not. Any of their Duralock knives, it's J shaped, so it actually curls up and then comes around. Whereas anything else, it's just a kind of a slope, and it doesn't work that well. But as long as they have that J shape built into that thing, and these are closer to what CGRB does, but they don't have as strong of a spring.
Okay.
So CGRBs have a really strong spring always. I've never handled a CGRB that doesn't have one. Even the Maximal that I have over here is the same way. But build quality, it's the same as everything we've gotten from Ferro Monster. I wish they would have took into account some of the things that I told them to do. When they showed me the very first pictures of these knives, and I gave them some feedback. I kind of hate that they didn't follow it, but like a $230 knife needs to have a filler tab.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me.
I picked up a couple Wixcos.
Yeah, same here. Yeah,
and,
here you go. Now you can probably see it. There you go.
Oh yeah, no filler tab.
So no filler tab. Now, I mean, they made it lefty friendly, so fantastic job on that. But I mean, you gotta commit. You can't go half ass. And that's his problem. I love Vosti,
Especially
but
for
that's
the
the problem
money.
Vosti's doing.
You wanna
Vosti's not putting
compete.
filler tab.
If you want to compete with you gotta hit all the
I think
spots.
I think we have the exact. Oh, so what? I think we have the exact same Wixcos.
Yes,
We got that one for the
right
white.
here. And I was talking to them. Whoever's doing their social media is on it. They were like checking out my videos. They're asking me what I thought between the two that I did, what I thought was better. I said I think this will be, with the blade shape and everything, this thing is going to be a hit no matter what color people go with.
I told them the same thing. I was like, this knife right here is a sleeper. This thing right here has some of the best thumb stud action of any budget knife I've ever handled. I mean,
and
the
for the
G10's done
money,
well.
like with code, you're getting close to $50.
Yeah, and then I got the aluminum and purple, which I think you got the exact same one too.
I think we got the same knives.
Yeah.
So this thing is great except for
the flipper.
two things. None of them are left-hand friendly.
Yep.
But this one, if it didn't have a top flipper, I would never notice that double clutch.
Yep. See, mine actually doesn't have a double clutch.
Really? Maybe it's just I'm hitting it too
Maybe
close.
maybe where your thumb size or something. But yeah, usually if it has a double clutch, I'm the first one to notice it because I got big old fat thumbs. It does
It's
come
really
down pretty
mild
far.
though.
So
Like I can,
yeah,
if it hits it, I can just close it with my finger still. So
yeah. It does have it is a 45 degree or close to it before it catches that detent. So yeah, I can see that.
yeah,
I guess I just haven't. Yeah, I'm just barely missing it. So there's where the detent is,
yeah.
and it's just hitting my thumb right there. So I'm just if it had a detent ramp, it would be a double clutch all day long for me.
But
Um,
otherwise, the carbon fiber on it, the way that purple smoke look comes out,
yeah,
I love this, and the fact that you can get carbon fiber and 14C for under $100, I think is
yeah.
on point.
And I mean,
But
of
I
course,
honestly, I do. I
there's
think this is the going to be the big
yeah.
one.
Did you get to check out this guy?
I haven't got to check that one out yet. No.
So this is my favorite of the three.
Okay, it's on my list.
Yeah, this one is insanely good. Like it's just if this is going to sound weird. It's so good it almost feels cheap.
I gotcha. I get that, and
So
I think it's
it
aluminum.
weighs nothing. Like it just for its size, I think it's sub 3 ounces, or it might be right at 3 ounces. I can't remember. Yeah, 2.5 ounces,
Nice.
and it's a 3-inch blade.
And
So
I think I kind of thought that about this.
yeah,
It's too nice, but why does it feel the way it does? Because it's aluminum, but
yeah,
it does not look aluminum at all.
right. And so those are aluminum, and then like the G10 stuff, their G10 knife feels like a normal. Like this feels
Yeah,
like a normal budget knife.
yeah.
It's hefty. It's a 4-ounce knife probably. Let's see. Damn, I'm good. 3.9 ounces. So it feels like a more substantial knife. But then you pick this up and you're like, oh man, like your first response is, because it's so lightweight. Because it doesn't look like it would be lightweight. Because it's not a thin knife. It's a standard thickness knife. That's a standard size. It's literally the same size as the Malibu. And
There we go. My
it
chat
just,
stopped a while ago, so I had to update it. Hey,
oh
Ron
no, you,
Dobbin.
hey,
New Active
there's a new
Spiro you're
active
looking
hero.
at? Cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Dan. Yeah, if you're wanting that Axor, this is definitely one that both Justin and I can recommend. And
Pick a
neither one
code.
of us were given this. No, hell no, they're going to use your code because
Oh
we're
no,
on your channel.
they sent it to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, okay, it's my fault.
So use his
So I
code.
got sent. So I got sent this one,
Mm,
and this was the one I requested, and I really do think this is personally my favorite out of the three. Just well, number one, I'm a sucker for carbon fiber, and that is some gorgeous carbon fiber. Um, but I think the action on this one is probably the best out of the three.
okay.
The Axor is a very close second. The
It
only
drops
reason,
heavy though. It drops fast.
yeah, the only reason this knife beats this knife out is the weight. Because I mean,
Mm,
they're very similar cutting edges, or very similar blade lengths.
yeah.
When you look at cutting edge to cutting edge, like if you take out the finger choil out of this blade length, I'm trying to get a decent view of it here, but yeah, there you go. You can see them now. Um, it really is for the weight and the size that you get out of it. It's kind of hard to beat. But
Yeah.
the only gripe I have with this one, and I haven't done my video yet. I'm gonna do video on all three knives together, just because I don't want to. Yeah, it's gonna be too much work to do all three of them together. I mean, all three of them in separate videos. Um, is this did not come as sharp as I think it should have been.
Really?
Didn't come dull by any means, but when I compare it to this knife or this knife, it was considerably duller. I believe it's because of the blade shape.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe
Because
the person
well,
doing
it's
those
hard
wasn't familiar with the
to
Hawk Bill.
yeah, it's hard to sharpen a hot wheel. Now this one isn't drastic by any means. So, I mean, you could sharpen it with a
Yeah.
flat stone, no problem. Um, but like I said, it's not dull by any means. But It's honestly, I don't think I have any paper. Oh yeah, I do. That's not really paper.
It happens though. Every now and then you end up with something that just needs a
Yeah, like
little more done.
I could probably strop it up, but like it's just a plastic bag. I mean, it doesn't want to cut once you get into the loose material,
Mm,
but like the heavy duty stuff, like when it's stabilized, it cuts it fine. Then once it gets out of that stabilized part, it doesn't want to cut. Um, but like what I was using it for on the job, cutting tape, cutting cardboard, and whatever. I mean, it did fine. It's just not
not what
razor sharp.
you. Yeah,
Yeah,
you want a little bit when you're actually using it on some serious stuff.
yeah. So it, like I said, it wasn't dull. It was just disappointing, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
Um, so that's the first one, and it could be a sample size, or it is a sample size of one. I need to talk to Morgan and see if because he has the exact same knife,
Mm,
and see if his was how sharp his
that
was out of
way.
the box.
Yeah.
Um, but and that's why I always try to make sure people understand is that everything we do as reviewers or whatever is a sample size of one. So
Yeah.
we may have
Always check everybody else.
yeah. I mean,
Check who you
I
trust.
mean, like perfect example is that this knife here. Well, I can't even remember what they call this one.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Oh.
I can't even remember. Anyway, but it has a weak detent. Um, the flipper action doesn't work very well on it. I mean,
Really?
it works. You can do it, but
Mine's
it's
on it.
definitely mine is definitely tuned for the thumb studs. Like for the thumb studs, it works fine. But then, like you just said, yours seems to be good.
Yeah.
But this one it's a little weak for for the flipper. I mean, even going into something like a $600 mid tech, I've handled 6 of these back to back at Blade Runner before I picked this one, and even picked up 2 of the exact same variants, so 2 of these exact same ones with the swerve pattern, and the detents were different.
Wow.
You know, I mean, it's anything made by man will have variants and will have one-off things that are different about them. And it's what I used to say when I was a technician is, if it's made by man, it's going to break down. You know, it doesn't matter. You buy a brand new car off the showroom floor, you can pull out of the parking lot, and break down.
No, yeah.
It's just anything can happen.
Venture
But
50 says his came sharp out of the box.
okay, gotcha. So was the Pexton. Okay, the Pexton is the thumb hole. Isn't it the thumb hole or blade hole version with the flipper? So it's
I think so.
kind of like this one, but it has a blade hole instead of thumb studs.
Yeah.
Um,
More of a drop point, I
yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
I got to bounce here in a second.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Taco Tuesday,
Whenever,
so
whenever you're ready, whenever you got to call it quits, man. I'm good. Whenever.
yeah, sounds like it has arrived. But this was a lot of fun. Let's do this
Heck yeah,
again, man.
definitely, definitely. I gotta find more time for live streams and whatnot. And hey, there's the man. We was
Hey,
just
Blade
talking about him.
Walker. And
So
your
yeah,
video
if I
this
didn't,
morning, watching you open those White Mountain packages was a lot of fun. I didn't have to
yeah,
buy them, but I got to enjoy the opening of them.
I don't want to say I was disappointed. I was okay. I was disappointed because I didn't win, $500 worth of knives, or I
Yeah,
didn't get $500 worth of knives. But I mean, for what I paid, I got my money's worth out of them, and I've got 3 new knives to give away and 2 pouches and a bunch of patches. So I got some stuff to give away. But
cool.
I'm glad Blade Walker. If I'd have known Blade Walker was lurking, we'd have talked more smack about him.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, could have talked more junk. I had the opportunity and just didn't. Oh well.
All right. Well, I'm gonna head out and have a good day. You got to go
All
to
right, brother.
work.
No, I'm off today. Is it my last day off? I think it's either my last day off or tomorrow's my last day off. One of the two. Oh, I'm
Mm.
getting the boss lady says I'm off to that too, or tomorrow night too, so I'm good.
We'll enjoy it.
All right, brother. You too, man. Take care.
All right, everybody, have a good one.
Bye.
Later.